I once was lost, but now I'm found, all because of Jesus. He will never let me down. Listen, I once was lost, but now I'm found, 'cause I got Jesus. He won't let me down. He had a plan for you and me when he died on Calvary. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Now I'm found. I got Jesus. He won't let me down. He had a plan for you. All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Real Talk video. I pray everybody's been having a wonderful, blessed day as we give the Most High all the honor, the glory, and all the praise and worship. My title now says, you wouldn't listen at that person, but I would. You wouldn't listen at that type of person, but I would. I know that's kind of like a weird title, but this is a Real Talk video, and I'm trying not to make this video too long. And I want to give a shout out to you, Yellow Boy 09, responding back to you. Just feel me in this video because I'm a little different than a lot of people. You told me that in your email that there's so many people in your life and your family that you will never listen to again, you know, because they seem like they are always failures, and they might have been successful at one point and then they just, you know, took a turn for the worse. You say you got an uncle that's been married 2 or 3 times and you won't never get advice from him. Or you had another cousin that had his own business. He was doing good and then his business failed. So you say when it comes to advice, you don't want to hear nothing they got to say. I hear you. But do you know how many people that's homeless under these bridges that are doctors, that were doctors, excuse me, lawyers? You got people that know a lot. You got people that's very smart on a lot of things. And I'm gonna say this as before I move forward. A person that think they know it all, that's a fool, you know. And one thing about people that have failed, like you said, is that they've been there. And just because somebody wasn't all the way successful as you thought they should have been, don't mean that you can't listen to them. As a matter of fact, big brother, my whole life, I learned, and still are, I'm learning so much from watching the downfall of people. I listen at the one that most people don't want to listen at. That one you said that's been married 2 or 3 times, he can tell you a whole lot of things what not to do. And I guarantee he can tell you some things that you should do. The one that had the business, he can still tell you some stuff. So don't ever think that you can get to the point where you can say that you wouldn't listen at them. I mean, that's your choice. But I tell you something, I would. So you don't always have to do what people say, but you can learn from what they say, you know. You say that drunk person, that ignorant person. Well, we all are ignorant on something. Ignorant just simply means not knowing something. As you hear me say that all the time, we are all ignorant on something. We don't know it all. Now, stupidity, that's something totally different. To be stupid versus being ignorant is something totally different. Most people, when they calling people ignorant, they don't even really know what they're saying. They really just telling them not knowing, but they really saying they're ignorant. They really mean to be calling them stupid. You know, I just have to laugh at people when they do that, because ignorant is not a bad thing if you don't know something. But not to stay on that. But you can use the negative about people and learn. See, I grew up in the hood, bro. I grew up rough. I grew up poor. I grew up with hardly nothing at all. And I grew up around thugs, you know. And I'm going to tell you something. Dope dealers are some of the most smartest people you could ever meet. Because a dope dealer really knows how to plan. I'm talking about a real dope dealer. They have folks up under them. And I'm not saying this to encourage anybody to sell dope. No, get out that lifestyle if you're in it for a kill you or get you locked up. But when you think about the majority of people that's locked up, how they were so gifted, still are, talented if you want to say. See, I can learn from that brother behind bars. I can learn from that homeless man at the end of my street down there. I can learn from that woman that done went through so many men and done got it right now. See, we have to learn to quit looking at the book by its cover, because in reality, we all have been some. Some of us are still some, and some of us are trying to get out of some. And some of us just don't care at all. So that's why I want to use this title. You might not can listen at that person, but I can, you know. I want to use that title for some reason that's just sticking with me. It just, I don't know, man. It's just something I like to say all the time, because we so quick to write people off when we forgot where we used to be. Or we so quick to write somebody off because, well, he don't have no degree. She didn't go to college. He didn't go to college. So we have to learn once again to just, you know, be patient with people, you know. That's why I would never say that I know it all, my brother. Never would say I know it all. And when you look at the Bible, which is my favorite book, favorite instructions, favorite letter that the Most High wrote to us. I don't care who don't want to agree with the Bible. That's their business. But the Bible shows you not only the good side of so many in there, but it turned right around and showed you how messed up they was. And we learned by their mess ups. Look at the children of Israel. None of them was all that perfect. Look at all the kings they had. Look at Solomon with all his wisdom. And that man showed us what not to do, and he showed us what to do. So you might not can listen at certain people, but other people can. You don't have to do what people tell you if you know you're not feeling it in that sense, but you can still listen at them and learn from them. It's just like all our parents growing up. Our parents lived their life, they made their mistakes. You could watch them growing up, what to do, what not to do, off other family members. But in reality, you still had to live your life. You still had to make your mistakes, you know. Everybody has some kind of shortcoming in this life. I haven't met nobody yet that had it all figured out. And you know what? I never will, because there is none that had it figured all the way out. So when you think about what I'm saying, it's not about that they failed so much, but it's about how they got back up. You see what I'm saying? Because when you start looking at people who really try, they not the ones that fail. It's the ones that never try at all. If you catch what I'm saying. So I'm reminded of Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan, they would always interview Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, when he was, you know, in his prime, doing it all up. Michael Jordan had a saying. And he said, Michael Jordan said that I can accept failure. Because he said, because everybody pretty much fails at something. So he said, I can accept failure, but what he can't accept is not trying. And you oftentimes hear me say, in order to succeed in this life, you got to be willing to fail. How can you succeed if you're scared to fail? So people that have tried, I love listening to them all the time. One of my favorite actors, favorite athletes, this brother, man, I'll close with this. James Nathaniel Brown. And I'm not talking about the singer James Brown. We, AKA, as known as, we call him Jim Brown. Big Jim Brown, man. Jim Brown, when he played football, man, y'all remember the Cleveland Browns. Old school people, y'all know what I'm talking about, man. When Jim Brown was on that field, Jim Brown looked like he would drag about 6 or 7 people at one time. How successful Jim was. And then, you know, he went into acting and speaking. Jim once said, I'll never forget this. He said, I'm not interested in trying to work on people's perceptions. He said, I am who I am. And if you don't take the time to learn about that, then your perception is going to be your problem. Now, that's what Jim Brown said. And for all my karate fans and Kung Fu, I should say, if y'all remember the old Bruce Lee used to say some stuff that most people didn't catch. And I'm closing. Bruce Lee said one time, a wise man can learn more from a foolish question than a fool can learn from a wise answer. A wise man can learn more from his enemies than a fool can learn from his friends. Y'all hear me oftentimes say, my enemies have taught me a lot. You oftentimes hear me say as I close on her, I keep my friends close, but I keep my enemies closer. That's why this old adversary, this old devil, this old accuser is always messing with me. Because I spend a lot of time with the devil. Somebody will catch that later on. Y'all have a wonderful, 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 blessed day.